My name is Doungporn, Prasertsomsuk. I'm a counsel of Thailand and Overy. I'm based in Bangkok and Thai law qualified.
Yeah, my name is Panuwat Chaistaporn. I'm an associate in Overy, Thailand, Bangkok office. So I'm Thai qualified lawyer. I'm working in the banking and finance practice of Overy.
Our project title is Social Bond to Support Women-led SME. We both mainly work on this project. We advise the issuer, which is the Bank of Ayudhya Public Company Limited. They are the 5th largest bank in Thailand in terms of asset, loans, and deposit. And they launched this first It's their first US denominated bonds to support bank leading program to women-led SME in the country. So basically, the bond proceed would be used to on-lend to women SME in Thailand. This is the first private sector gender bonds in Asia Pacific region, and it was the first social bond issuance in the emerging market in Asia in compliance with the Asian social bond standards.
So the initial subscriber of the bond were IFC, like International Finance Center, and also DEG, the German Development Bank. So these two, they have their own policy to support the women and equalities among the genders, as well as they are backed by Goldman Sachs fund. So this seems to be in terms the consistency of Grunin Bank, like Bank of Ayudhya, that the issuer, and the policy and the scheme that support by these two major international financial institutions.
We aim to expand the access to capital market and boost lending to women entrepreneurs in Thailand, and who sort of doing a small medium with the small and medium enterprise. So it's sort of SME woman-led business. And so we basically it's aimed to help boost the lending or providing the source of fund for this type of woman-led business or woman entrepreneur. So that they have more access to the funding and access to the capital so that they can do their own business and make an impact on social and help, like, in terms of social, improve social and sort of equality in terms of gender.
Yeah, just to add one more thing, in terms of the problem that this project tried to solve. So previously, before this project happened, in Thailand, there are a number of sources of fund for the business, but they try to promote the SMEs, like small medium-sized enterprise, but that just target all any kinds of small and medium enterprise, but it's not narrowed down to the gender. And as you may know, there is inequality in terms of the gender among the business or the business leader in Asia. So the target of the bond that IFC and DEG they subscribe for Bank of Ayudhya or Grunin Bank. They want that the money will be on lend to the SME, but not just normal SME, but it should be an SME led by women, or the major shareholder should be the woman. So this shows that they specifically promote and support women-led business. So it's not just only promote the business in Thailand, it's promote the equality, which is one of the problems in Asia.
Basically, it's sort of a commitment from the bank or the issuer that they would use this proceed, particularly for the on-lending to women. So that is also the aim for investor like IFC and DEG to make investment in this bond so that they could provide funding indirectly to women. So the issuer of Grunin Bank is like a sort of, intermediaries, or they are because they have a list of borrower or business women, lining up to get access to the funding. So the subscriber would provide the fund, and the bank would commit that they would use this bond proceed, particularly for lending to women. So it's sort of the reserved fund for them to on-lend to women entrepreneur or women-led SME only. I think as mentioned earlier, this was the first of its kind, and I think we think it's helped pave the way for the issuance and similar capital markets instrument in the future that would benefit like socially responsible and gender equality focused initiative. So with both starting with the local market, like for the Thai woman SME, but we hope that it could expand or lead to the way for other financial institutions in Thailand or in other Asian countries to follow, and we hope that it would make impact and help broaden this concept to other markets in Asia Pacific region as well.
Yeah, and I think after this project was completed last year, or sorry, the year after in 2019, I think we were contacted by a number of Thai commercial banks and a number of large company listed companies in Thailand, like multinational company based in Thailand, about the details of this project that we did, in terms of the details and initiative that it was made, in order for them to learn and study, because these kinds of company or the commercial bank who contact us, they have a number of projects in their hand, and they would like to support this kind of social bond, and they are interested in doing things further with IFC, DEG, or the other international fundings, in order for them to boost the social supports and satisfy the objective of the company, which is or something that you may call like CSRs or other policies that they could support in the future.
We have also seen the trend on the increase of this sort of social bond or green bonds, sort of sustainability bonds in Thailand. There are more issuers, doing this type of bond in Thailand, and just become, like sort of people aware of this social impact and things that they could help. So we see the increase of number of this sort of bond transaction in Thailand as well. Basically, it started with we've been approached by the issuer or Bank of Ayudhya, and they asked us to help with this transaction. So we were acting for the issuer, and we help sort of reviewed all the transaction documents and also the sort of the application to the Thai Security and Exchange Commission that they have to make, and we can go to that the details of the work like later on. But basically, because our profile in the Thai market, and we have done a number of the sort of first kind of bonds in Thailand and internationally, and that's why they approach us, and we help them to get to the transaction and complete the transaction. And also because this transaction also involved the international organization like IFC, DEG, so they need sort of international law firm to help with the documents. I think that basically we help with the sort of the normal legal work, and also help on the commercial side of the transaction as well. For the sort of top transaction agreement and document, we help review the bond transaction document. For the key one is the terms and conditions of the bonds, and also the subscription agreement that the issuer would have to enter into with the subscriber, which is IFC and DEG. And so we help the issuer negotiate and review and make comment on the transaction documents, so that they would be able to ensure that they can comply with all the terms in the agreement without difficulties. And so all those sort of covenant and duties and things that they have to work on after the transaction is closed, and is that workable in terms of from a perspective of their operation and so on. So we help them on that, and particularly on the lending side or the use of proceeds, because they have to use this bond proceed to on lend to a woman led SME or woman entrepreneur. So there are a certain list of lists of eligible criteria for the borrower, for the woman type business or the individuals, which got to be a woman in Thailand. So we help them review sort of that internal manual or form or criteria, that the checklist that they have to comply with before they can lend the money to the borrowers. And this list or criteria would have to be in line with those required by the subscriber, which were IFC and DEG as well. So we help them review and check and reconcile all that sort of criteria. So and so that's a lot of work. That was a lot of work on that. And apart from that, we also help them with the sort of regulatory side, because they need to get the Thai SEC approval before they can issue the bonds. So we help them review the SEC application and submission of application for approval. And that sort of stuff, that part is sort of formality, is not that difficult. And I think that's basically the framework. And apart from that, it's the first time that the issuer or Bank of Ayudhya has entered into the transaction with IFC and DEG. And as you know, they are sort of supranational. So they have certain requirement, which is it's basically their standard, and the issuer will have to comply with. So we sort of held their hand and help them ensure that they can comply with all those terms without difficulties. And if there is a real obstacle or difficulty, we have to help them explain and negotiate with the subscriber so that they can sort of agree on the possible terms that both party can comply with. What they have started with is, I think they have maybe they have done previous social loan type, not bonds. So the president document was a bit different, because we have to put it in a form of bond document. So that's some just sort of adjustment to make it work in the context of the bond offering.
One further more important things that we might want to note here is in terms of the requirements of IFC, DEG, they both have internal requirements that they would require the issuer, in this case our clients, Bank of Ayudhya, to comply with. But Bank of Ayudhya is also they are a commercial bank in Thailand, so they have a number of regulations that have to comply. So in order to blend in these two together and then get things done without breaching any kinds of policies or law in Thailand, or the law in Germany, or the law in the US, where IFC is best. So we have to sort of like ensure that the covenants or the provisions within the documents are in line with Thai law, and also satisfy the requirements that requires Grungsi, our clients, to comply with IFC policy and DEG policy.
I think in the end, we successfully closed the transaction, and we very proud that we are part of the this transaction, and help boost social impact, make a social impact on this, and boost the sort of lending to a woman entrepreneur in Thailand, and we're proud of this transaction.